Alright, so we're here, we're going to start on our feet today. We're going to work just a little bit of kind of the, I'm going to go Judo 101 here. Just kind of the more throwy side of the stand-up for Jiu-Jitsu. The nice part is a lot of the stuff I'm going to show you is gi, no gi. I'm going to show it with the gi just because it makes certain things easier. So a lot of it is gi, no gi. So when we're here and we're working, like a lot of people are going to end up in that kind of white belt forever pose, right? He grabs my collar, I grab his collar, and we end up here, right? Like that's a pretty common one that a lot of people end up into. We end up pushing each other around, and we push each other around for freaking way too long, right? So one of my favorite ones is just a really simple step in hip throw. So the way I like to hit this, if I'm in the gi, you can keep the collar. I generally like to reach for the belt. So when I'm here, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna snap him down, so that way the second his head pops up, I'm gonna reach this hand around, and I'm reaching for that lower part of his back. If there is gi or belt there, you can get a grip. If not, you're just reaching for the far side of that hip. I'm going to step my foot to where my foot and his foot are both pointing the same direction and next to each other. I'm then going to bring my back foot next to him. Now, the easiest way to describe this is you got to drop it like it's hot and pick him up onto your lower back.
You're so big.
Boom, I'm here, step, step, scoop my hips under him. Your goal is to be able to balance your partner on your lower back. So when I'm moving him and we get here, I snap, his head comes up, I reach, step, step, reach. I have him balanced here. Now the goal is to throw him onto side control in front of him. That is where you're trying to land him. Not always going to be how he lands, but ideal world we all don't live in, right? Boom, I step, step, here. Now I'm going to control Rel, because I like him most days. We're here, I throw him down, boom, and you're trying to go there. Now, when you're in an actual match, I'm trying to hit him with the earth. These are 2-inch thick mats, I'm trying to throw him clean through them. Now, you cannot go slamming, you have to have control in this. There's nothing that says it has to be gentle. So we're here, I'm moving Rel around, boom, I snap, step, step. Hip in, take up. Don't. So the way I want to drill this is 4 entries and on the 5th one throw. So I want you guys moving around, boom, snap, his head pops up, here, I get the lift, boom, put him back down. Do that 4 times. On the 5th one, we're actually throwing. These mats aren't built for a ton of throws. So we're going to get a motion in and get a couple in, all right? Questions on this?
So this happened, and I ended up taking someone's back, and I didn't finish. But how do you keep someone from taking your back when they screw up?
Like if I'm here?
She tried to throw me. I based real low, and I took her back.
So I go here, he bases real low, and then you go to start taking my back?
No, I'm Rel. I took your back.
Yeah, he goes to take my back. That's fine, he can start circling behind.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, he can circle behind me all he wants. I can still launch him. Now, if I miss this, and let's say he really starts to sit here, there are options of other things you can do. But those are things we work in progression. But basics of, if he just kind of bases and tries to start circling, hip again. Go lower and get it. Other questions? Get your entries, get your throws. 1, 2, 3. Boom. We're moving around. Boom. I go to step in here. Boom. I go to step in. Let's just assume Rel doesn't suck, right? He wrestled for a minute. Not at a good school or anything, but he did try. Right? So boom, I gotta go here, he sits his hips, and it's gonna be really hard for me to go again, right? That's fine. All we're going to do, boom, I set my hips in here, he sets his hips down, great. Boom, I step my outside knee out, my hand that was on the arm is going to reach across for that knee, boom. Real simple knee. Like I said, a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of judo, but nice part is you can start mixing these together. So boom, I'm getting Rel, boom, I snap his head down, his head pops up, boom, I start to come here, he sprawls, that's fine. Should land somewhere between half guard and side control. Ideal world we all don't live in, you land in side control. Right. He doesn't completely suck and responds as we go down, half guard probably. So I'm here, boom. Nice part is when you're here, you already have the big hook here. All you have to do is change your direction from here to here. So instead of driving my weight to lift him, I'm turning my heels to drive across here. And I'm just blocking his knee. I'm not trying to really drag it in that much, just blocking it as I run across. Questions on that?
Yes.
So it's not, you're not driving straight back, you're almost off.
45s. Yeah. Realize that very rarely in almost any martial art is it, 0 degree. Generally, you're always working off a 45 or a 90. So when I'm here, even though I am turning here, I'm still throwing him at a 90. We started my weight going this way, he's going to land here, right? This one, I'm just cutting that angle off at that 45. So very rarely are you using something to drive him straight forward. Whether even our basic doubles, still cut that 45.
So if you're stepping in and he bases out, are you just stepping out and then just pivoting on your...
So boom, I'm here. Boom, I go to throw, he bases down, right? I'm in here deep, right? Boom.
Okay. So you don't switch it like
Pivot.
Yeah, all I do is
Pivot.
bop, bop. If you have gangle, make that fuck sick. No. You can reach for the ankle, but if you're normal arm length like most of us, just hit the knee.
you have bones.
If you just have ungodly length for no reason, you can reach for the ankle if you prefer, but you can still pick the knee. All right. Questions on this one?
Especially more in a no-gi sense, but I guess in gi it can kind of work too if you don't have a good grip. With that hand that's supposed to be grabbing the belt or the waist, do you ever kind of shift it to almost go for a double leg type deal, or are you focusing more on that knee tap?
Knee tap more because your weight's wrong for the double. So even if I'm here, let's say I start to drive this hand down, I don't have my head drive.
Okay.
Here, and for a double to work well, you want to have that head in your proper position, whether that's center line to go through him or off to the opposite side to drive across. So yes, you could, not optimal, that type of, not my ideal takedown, because I already have the hip beat. So I have his center of gravity on a good hook here, right? Which means once I got control of this, I should be able to get the takedown. Not meaning you always will, but should have a good shot at it, right? So now all I'm doing is driving his center of gravity over this knee, and then blocking that knee from facing. That's why it works. Now, could you drop that hand from that hip to the opposite leg and lift it? Maybe. It's not going to be the most optimal control position for me.
I would just almost be, not afraid, but I feel like I've seen this where people start, if they face down, they'll start turning back into you. And if they, especially in no-gi where it's really slippery, they can actually get that a lot easier. In that case, that might be a decent thing or not.
Yeah, like if he turns into me real hard here, and I start to feel that,
Yeah.
you have other options.
Okay.
Yeah, there's still more to be done there. But even if he starts to, if I start driving in here and he turns into me, if I keep driving, we run out of mats or into a table at some point. And in ADCC, it doesn't matter. You just keep going. I watched one match where they almost went through the next set of doors. That's how long they let them go in ADCC. Like literally, they threw crowd chairs and kept clearing. And like 3 rows later, they finally stopped. So, it's ADCC's for you. But yeah, so yes, options. If he squares back in, yeah, go another direction, hit a double, hit something else. But if you still have that angle cut, drive across. Other questions?
Let's do it again, please. One more time.
Uno más. I'm here. I'm working with Rel. Bam, bam. I'm here. He sits back. Boom. Turn that weight. Drive across. And then elbow. All right.
But you're not going to use this to set that up, right? If you're going to do this, like really commit to it, don't use that as a setup in the kneecap.
If I'm going to set up a knee tap, it's not with this.
Okay.
Half dozen other ways I'd set up a knee tap than that. Just snap and turn is a much safer option. 1, 2, 3. I'm working with Rel. We're going. We're doing stuff right. But let's say, boom, I snap and I go to grow here. And as I go to spin here, Rel steps back with this leg. But so reaching for that hip or that belt is going to be near impossible. Gi or no gi, I don't care. All we're going to do is hit. Now, I'm saying this from a prior time in a prior life. This is not 2023 approved. I'm going to hit what's called a Jap whizzer or an arm spin. I learned it as a Jap whizzer. It's not, probably not the proper term for it these days, but boom, he steps back there. All we're going to do is I'm going to step here and drop to my knees. As I do, this hand's going to reach as far into that shoulder, and I'm going to look to throw him in front of me.
Hi, silly.
So we're here. I'm working. This works best if you're going off your wrist grip here. So boom, I'm here. I snap Rel. He pops his head up, and I go here. Now, most of you should see the very obvious problem that can happen here. For those of you with commitment issues, not a move I would recommend. Because this is a move you have to commit to immediately and full-heartedly. Unlike Cap. So when you go, it's here, here.
Ouch. Ouch.
That was fun.
I'll get you some
I'm real. Boom. We're moving. I'm doing stuff. Boom. I snap. I go to step in. It's not there. Like I said, you're digging deep. I have to have elbow, and you're looking to pinch here. You're not really grabbing the shoulder. You're pinching it in. I step back in, same way, and you're trying to throw him to that spot right in front of you. Now, once you get him to the ground, realize he's going to start to work up immediately. Dig for that underhook first. That underhook should be your first and almost only priority, because if not, you just gave them your back with a little bit of flash. You added some pizzazz to giving up your back, nothing else. So, questions on this? I'm going to walk through it a couple more times.
Are you tired of being thrown, Rel?
What are you using to drag him
Over. So when I'm here, the motion is I'm trying to, as I turn him here, I want to drag his shoulder right here in front of him. So when I'm here, I'm pinching here. The reason is I now have control of basically this half of his trunk, of his upper trunk. So when I drop here, I'm pulling that to the mat in front of me.
So you said no pinching, or you're just pinching?
Yeah.
But at the point when you're actually, do you actually grab?
If you can get a grip there, take it. But you want to have it elbow deep on that pinch. There. So go off for a second. So Rel can see. So we're here, I'm working with Travis, bop, bop, bop. I go to reach in here, he steps back. This arm comes in, steps in.
so that other leg is swinging behind?
Because like I said, you're trying to pull that shoulder directly in front of you.
Like throwing back.
Yeah, like if I had a sack of potatoes here and I was trying to like sledgehammer hit,
Yeah. Got it.
that's the type of motion you're looking for.
Just for like the defense of what they do of them stepping back, can you still, if you have a really good collar grip, go for that hip throw in there, or does them shifting their hips that way make that off?
The only problem I run into, and like I said, he's asking from the collar grip side, not swinging to the hip. So if I'm here, I get Travis to step here, can I still throw from here? Yes, it's just not going to be as good of a throw, just from an honest sense. Like
You just like push them first to get that again?
yeah, I would re-bite. You know, if you've ever watched a judo match, you'll see this, and it looks wonky, but that's them trying to time their step in. And so if I did that and he stepped back,
So you step
you can re-step again.
But your shoulder are not that flexible.
Yeah, it's not great.
You step back, but on the second one you step.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
That, like I said, if you ever watch judo, that's the whole dance of judo is that footwork. Is It looks almost like salsa to me. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but it's like they're like, wow. And they get their hips moving like that, and that's like how they warm up and stuff.
I need to dance.
Sounds like
Oh, you didn't see me during my Minutes to Society guy.
You remember Carlos used to do that in the downtown with us.
Yeah.
With,
Yeah, Carlos. All right, you all know Carlos. Carlos is one of the best salsa dancers you've ever seen.
Really?
One of the best you've ever seen.
I don't want to see that.
Hips. It's all hips for him, and it's from judo because he has that footwork hip motion going.
Wasn't he also an Olympic judo?
Yeah, he was an alternate for the Puerto Rican judo team in the Olympics. So yeah, that might be part of it. But so questions on the throw before we go off on wild tangents of why Carlos is really good at stuff. Yeah, no-gi is the same thing. The only difference is it's wrist grip. Like if I'm here and I'm like you'll see me hand tie here, bop, I'll head snap, I'll go to reach here, he steps in, bop. Same concept.
How close are feet together does that affect?
You want them close together because it's going to make the drop sequence easier. The wider your feet are. So if I'm here without anyone, that drop sequence gets a lot harder. Where if your feet are closer, bop, bop, it just makes the drop sequence easier and makes your momentum to one point.
Gotcha.
So it's balling you up.
Yeah.
That makes sense. All right. 1, 2, 3.